okay, now we're in verses 8 and 9. The fourth angel comes out, pours his bowl on the sun. Power was given to him, the sun, to scorch men with fire. As men are scorched with great heat, they blaspheme the name of God who has power over these plagues. How do you like that? And they did not repent. That shows the absolute hardness of people's hearts. It's the same thing that went on in Egypt. Do you remember Moses and the gods of Egypt, and they're squaring off, and Pharaoh is the head of all the religions of Egypt, and Moses, little Moses, who struggled talking, he had like some kind of speech impediment, and he says, God, don't send me, send Aaron, I can't talk. And God says, I'm sending you, and I'll send Aaron too, and you will talk, and he does, and he squares off with the gods of Egypt. And one by one, if you know anything about the pantheon, those plagues hit every one of the key gods. I mean, they worshiped the cows, all the cows died. They worshiped the sun goes out. They worshiped the Nile, it becomes blood. They worshiped the fish in the Nile, the fish died. They worshiped the frog. There's so many Egyptian frogs in their deity drawings. He multiplies the frogs. You understand what I mean? Everything in their pantheon is hit right here. God is hitting everything that mankind needs, like the sun, and they refuse. They harden, just like Egypt and Pharaoh. Humans harden their hearts. They won't give God glory. Then, verse 10, the fifth angel poured his bowl on the throne of the beast. So the headquarters city. Sounds like it could be, it's probably some Western city, Western European. It might not be. Did you know that if you look at a map of the Roman Empire, if I was teaching the book of Acts, I'm sure that, Chris did this. You look at the Roman Empire then. Did you know that right now 2/3 of what used to be the Roman Empire is Islamic? And if the Lord tarries for 20 more years, it'll be far more Islamic. Did you know the birth rate for those refugees that are coming into Europe? I mean, they have an average of 4, 5, or 6 children, each family. Do you know what the average UK, German, Nordic country, French, Italian, Western European country, you know what the average birth rate is? 1.7, 8, 9, maybe. That's high. Do you know what that means in one generation, in 20 years? That means that the number of Western Europeans is shrinking just like this. And the number of Islamic refugees moving in is going up exponentially. France will be primarily an Islamic country in 20 years. Italy, the United Kingdom. You understand what I mean? So it's very possible that the Antichrist over Western Europe, the revived Roman Empire, is involved with Islam. Why do I say that? Oh, I hate to go back, but when we were in chapter 6, how were the martyrs killed? Do you remember? It says the souls of those beheaded. What is the prime way of Islamic execution? Beheading. It is very possible that the leader of the revived Roman Empire is a follower of Allah, and he merges all the religions of the world. We'll get to that in the next chapter. They don't repent. Now look at verse 10. He poured back to this. He poured his bowl on the throne of the beast, which could be Rome, could be wherever it is, could be, in somewhere in the Middle East. And his kingdom became full of darkness, and it's so dark they gnawed their tongues because of pain, and they blasphemed the God of heaven, and look again. They know God is doing it, and they refuse to respond to him. They won't repent.